Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. We have just seen ZHILEI knock out and potentially end the career of Deontay Wilder in round 5 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, good to be joined by you. Give us your immediate thoughts on what we've just seen, please.
You used the word just there off camera. Disappointed. It was a great card up to that, and we expected fireworks there, and it was a stinker. It was saved by a big finish. Credit to Zhang for the finish, but yeah, it was horrible, horrible fight for those 5 rounds, and I hope it's the last we see of Deontay Wilder. I don't
Yeah.
think he should have fought after Joseph Parker, and it needs to be the end for him now. It really does.
Yeah, you've actually absolutely done me in by telling everyone that I called this disappointing off camera, but I'm not gonna I don't mind too much because it was disappointing. If I'm being honest, I'm not. What did Zhang do for those first 4 rounds? Not sure he did. It felt like it was 4 rounds of them feeling each other out. It felt like both of them were just so aware what the other fighter could do. Nothing kind of really happened, and the first kind of real bit of action in the fight, and it was over. Um, I'm trying to think of where to kind of go with this video now. We'll go back to Deontay Wilder. That's obviously um his second loss in a row now. He's not really kind of when you look at his resume, he's not actually had a meaningful good win against a top 10, top 15 heavyweight, arguably against Luis Ortiz. That was November 2019. Obviously had the Fury fights, no shame losing to Tyson Fury, but in his last 5 fights, that's 4 losses, 3 of them being stoppage losses. So yeah, it's hard to see him fighting again, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. You mentioned there his resume does lack the big wins. However, like I will give Deontay Wilder credit. He's one of the most exciting fighters of my lifetime, of our lifetime. I've always loved watching him at his pomp. You know, just that power, that raw power. You knew what you were getting, and it was a knockout. But I've said in videos leading up to this, after that Parker fight, he performed like he was mentally checked out, and he spoke in the post-fight interview of that fight like he was mentally checked out. So I just found it bizarre that he carried on to fight ZHILEI Zhang. I really do. I was never confident enough to put money on Zhang purely because the power. Thought it just takes one, but he fought like a man who just wants to make ungodly amounts of Saudi money and get out of there. And I can't blame him for that. I really can't, but surely he doesn't need it. And we're talking about a human being here who, if he keeps doing this, he's gonna get badly hurt. Like that was a bad knockout tonight. And God, he needs to walk away now. He's done it. He's done what he came to do, and he's mentally he's just not there anymore. He's really not.
Yeah, you've I think you've got to question, in my opinion, you've got to question the people around him. I think obviously his trainer Malik Scott has been kind of in the gym with him. And I just think he must have been able to see that this guy is not the same fighter he was. So I just think I do question the team and people around Wilder for letting him continue to fight, letting him go in against Zhang, who, as we saw at the weigh-in, what was it, 60 odd pounds weight difference, significantly bigger man. Wilder's just he is not a big heavyweight, and he's gone up against a very big heavyweight in ZHILEI Zhang. So even if Wilder had to fight again after the Parker fight, Zhang, it was just, I don't know. I think just a few eyebrows were raised when that fight got announced because when you're coming off a loss, going up against ZhiLei Zhang is a very big mountain to climb. Um, Moving back to Zhang, now I feel like kind of we know he's kind of got power and he obviously lost against Joseph Parker, but I think you could say he kind of didn't disgrace himself. Still got 2 knockdowns. Um, we'll go straight into what's next. It looks like there's 2 contenders to face Anthony Joshua in September at Wembley Stadium. Daniel Dubois, who beat Philip Hrgovic earlier tonight, and now ZhiLei Zhang. There was talk of if Wilder was to win tonight, that was the fight that Turki Al-Sheikh wanted to see happen in September to finally see Joshua against Wilder, which we'll never see, but that's time for another video. Tell me the fight you want to see in, tell me the fight you want to see in September and the fight you think we'll see in September, please.
It's a tough question in terms of the fight I want to see. You know, they both do pose different kind of threats to AJ with the power. I know Zhang has the power as well, but you know, he'd pose kind of technical problems. I'd say I'd want to see Dubois fight AJ just because I think it'll be more of a firefight. I think it'll be more of a fan-friendly fight than a Zhang fight. And I do think we will see it. You know, it was mooted before this that it was the it's kind of Dubois Hrgovic winner would get AJ, and it's Dubois, and I think it sailed. You know, an all British fight headline in Wembley. It's huge, so I would prefer to see that. And I do think we'll see it. But I think Zhang could cause Joshua problems as well. Zhang is just so frustrating because he has the tools, you know, he has the size, he's huge. You mentioned there the size. I couldn't believe it when those two were in the ring. As you say, I know Wilder is not a big heavyweight, but it really put into perspective how big Zhang is there because it was like a heavyweight against a light heavyweight in there. It really was. I don't even remember Fury dwarfing Wilder like that. That shows you what a lump Zhang is, but just activity. He's not active enough. He has the technical ability and the power. He just doesn't kind of step on it enough. And whether that's because he was wary of the right hand coming back from Wilder or he was wary of his own gas tank, he's a frustrating watch, but he's an absolute handful for anyone. You know, Darren Barker said it on commentary tonight. He said if he was more active, he'd be a nightmare for anybody. He really would. I think if he was around, if he was 10 years younger, I think we'd have a real kind of problem on our hands with ZHILEI.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Zhang 41 now.
Yeah.
You do see some heavyweights still fighting at kind of 39, 40. You get the odd fight who's still at 41, but that's the thing. Zhang does not have a long-term future in the sport. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he does next. But look, I, I wasn't particularly impressed by Zhang tonight, if I'm being honest. I think he had far impressive um performances, even against Hrgovic in the fight that he lost. I thought he looked better. Obviously the Joyce fights as well. But no, look, he got the victory. Looking forward to seeing what he does next. But all in all, it's been a fantastic night. It's been a long night. First fight was at I think around 7:30. Final fight finished around 1:30. So it's been a long one, a late one. But yeah, not perhaps the exciting fight that we were hoping for to finish off with. Noel, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you again very soon.
Cheers. Take care.